Hi and welcome. This sound bath is part of a 21-part series called the Archetype Path, From the Fool to the World, inspired by the timeless pattern known as the hero's journey. The hero's journey, sometimes called the monomyth, is a universal story that shows up across cultures, myths, spiritual traditions, and human development itself. It's the story of leaving what's familiar, meeting challenge and uncertainty, being shaped by experience, discovering deeper truth, and slowly returning with more wisdom, capacity, and wholeness. It's not just a story we read or watch. It's a pattern we live again and again through relationships, healing, creative work, loss, becoming, and growth. What I love is that the Rider-Waite Tarot mirrors the same journey through the major Arcana cards. Each card represents an archetypal stage of consciousness, a doorway we move through as we evolve and integrate. For me, tarot has never been about prediction. It's been a companion in my own healing, helping me recognize what season I'm in, what's integrating, and what wants my attention with more honesty and care. In this series, you're invited to experience a sound bath for each of the 21 major Arcana archetypes, beginning with the Fool and traveling all the way through the world. This isn't only about learning what archetypes represent, but about feeling how these qualities move through your body, nervous system, imagination, and subtle awareness. Each sound bath is designed to offer an embodied meeting with that archetype, helping whatever it stirs open or reveal more through you in a steady, integrated way. It's a space to notice what you're carrying, what's shifting beneath the surface, and what wants to settle into clearer alignment. Not through effort or analysis, but through resonance, rest, and gentle awareness. Healing and growth aren't linear. We spiral. We revisit familiar thresholds. We meet new layers of ourselves over time. Some stages feel expansive and joyful. Others feel quiet, challenging, or mysterious. All of them belong. If you'd like to explore this series in an interactive way, you're welcome to begin with the Wheel of the Great Journey, which holds all of the 21 archetypes. You can spin the wheel anytime you feel curious, reflective, or wondering where you are within your own unfolding path. You might hold a simple question such as, what part of the journey am I experiencing right now? Or which archetype is walking with me in this season of life? The wheel gently guides you towards the archetype that's ready to meet you. Not as a rule or prediction, but as an experience to explore. When you arrive at that archetype sound journey, you'll also find a separate wheel of intention designed specifically for that journey. You're invited to spin it to help clarify what you'd like to receive, explore, or integrate during this session. Hold that intention lightly and let the sound do what it does best. Help your system process, settle, and realign in its own timing. Now let the journey begin. Judgment represents the moment when the journey moves into awakening, deep integration, and a clearer sense of inner calling. After the vitality and openness of the sun, this stage invites honest self-recognition, life review, and the readiness to step into a more aligned expression of who you are becoming. In stories, this is where the traveler hears a summon from within, a call to rise to a greater authenticity, truth, and responsibility for the life being lived. Judgment carries the energy of renewal, clarity, reckoning, and the integration of past experience into wiser embodiment. She reminds us that awakening is not about perfection or escape, but about becoming more fully present, conscious, and accountable to inner truth. This archetype often appears when old identities are completing, when a deeper sense of purpose is emerging, and when the system is ready to integrate lessons rather than repeat them. On a nervous system level, Judgment supports coherent integration and meaning-making, helping the system organize experience into clarity rather than fragmentation or confusion. She teaches us how to respond to inner calling with grounded agency rather than pressure or urgency. This sound bath invites you to explore the experience of awakening and integration, not as judgment or self-criticism, but as honest self-recognition, renewed clarity, and embodied readiness for the next chapter of becoming. Before we begin, take one slow, deep breath in and allow it to release naturally. Now, in your mind's eye, imagine walking on a path. It leads into a high open clearing where the air feels expansive and clear. The sky stretches wide above, and distant horizons feel visible and unobstructed. The space carries a sense of awakening and recognition, as though something important has come into focus naturally, rather than through effort. Light feels clarifying and steady. There's a feeling of integration here, of pieces gently coming together into coherent understanding. Nothing feels rushed or forced. The atmosphere invites listening to deeper truth and allowing old layers to complete with grace. As you remain here, the open sky and the landscape soften gently, dissolving into spacious awareness. The sense of clarity and integration remains quietly present within. And as the image fades, the sound can begin to flow naturally into the space, carrying the atmosphere of awakening, integration, and inner clarity forward. Set your intention. Welcome back. As the frequencies settle, awareness can gently return to the room and the calm presence of this moment. You may carry with you the quality of judgment, a clear inner awakening, a recognition of what is true, and an understanding of what is ready to rise into a new chapter. It reveals something has come full circle and where you're being called forward with honesty and integration. Allow that insight to continue unfolding gently as you travel along the path. Bye for now.